Folks, the great updating continues. Here I have a video of quote-unquote postural support exercises, which are all good exercises. These are things that you can do. You don't necessarily need to do them. Before you watch this, I would say watch this video here. This video is going to give you a lens through which to look at postural exercises in general. And it's also going to give you good earpieces to listen to postural conversations through. The truth is that the modern conversation about posture is nonsense. It's crazy how nonsense it is, considering how easily accessible the research is. Like, I'm not some kind of like wizard here.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah, I got my doctorate, you know, I'm a doctor of physical therapy, sure, and I'm kind of rabid with this stuff. Like, I've always been sort of obsessed with the truth. Even like a really uncomfortable truth, I still want that. I still want to chew on it and choke it down. But honestly, the way that a lot of people talk about posture, especially like healthcare providers, is kind of embarrassing. Here's a great example. I'm gonna read this to you. This is from the internet. When standing, keep these tips in mind. Stand straight and tall with your shoulders back. Keep your head level and in line with your body. Pull in your abdomen. Keep your feet shoulder width apart. Don't lock your knees. Bear your weight primarily on the balls of your feet. Let your hands hang naturally at your sides. Bro, that was from the Mayo Clinic website. That's from Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic is still pushing these old ideas. It's crazy. I mean, it's 2023 and nothing makes sense in the world anymore, but this is also like, I mean, no wonder people are losing faith in the medical establishment. It's like these kinds of ideas are still like in there. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's some other research studies that I'm gonna go over with you that are just like, it will blow your mind how prevalent outdated thinking and interventions are. It's really, like I said, it's embarrassing, but I'm kind of like, I'm stepping outside of all that stuff, so I don't feel as embarrassed anymore because I'm doing my own thing. But still, I mean, just like, that system, man, I'm telling you. I think that's all I got. On with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rob. Welcome to the Savage Body. Today I want to go over a couple of thoracic mobilization exercises and postural support exercises, which is code for back strengthening exercises. And I hope you enjoy the heck out of them. I hope they're useful. And I told you, Marissa, that I was going to do this for you and for everybody else. And so here you go. You're welcome. Simple lacrosse ball. Put it in the space between your spine and your shoulder blade. And you're reaching up. And then as you're doing that, pull your chin back. Pull back. Right, that's for the left side. For the right side, same deal. Ooh.
Spicy.
Come up on your toes, push back a little harder, get a little bit more spice in there. Oof. 5 up and down. Okay, and then you can do 5 side to side, turning and watching your hand. Like that. All you need is a lacrosse ball. That's $4. Here's another good one. This is an AllBall. Cheap as dirt on Amazon. It's just a squishy inflatable ball. Put it right between your shoulder blades. And you can just hang out in this position. You can cross your arms across your chest. You practice cervical retraction, which is this. Giving yourself that lovely double chin. Double chin plus a lift. Or you can just leave it in position and then double overhead reach. When you reach overhead, it extends your thoracic spine, which is kind of the crux of all postural exercises. Just like that. Keep your lower back down, keep your core snug, and then you can do one arm, other arm, out to the side, out to the other side, both, or cervical retraction and reach. Similar sort of thing. This is just 2 lacrosse balls taped together. Oh my, I am doing cervical retraction and just going for it, right? You're coming up and coming down. Just little tiny movements. Oh, that's a little spicy in there. That's another easy one. The goal for these exercises is to maximize thoracic range of motion, thoracic rotation and extension. You get more thoracic rotation when you turn your head in the direction you're rotating. You get more thoracic extension when you look up as you're extending. So keep those little tricks in mind, okay? This is called the cat and cow. This is the cow position, because this is what cows look like. In this position, cervical retraction, arching your back down. Take a deep breath in, blow out. Arch up, trying to stuff your head between your knees, pulling your belly button all the way in towards your spine, rolling your shoulders forward off of your back until your lungs are completely empty, and then coming back down.
That's a 10.
This one should feel like work. Here's another good one. Just pushing forward, like that. Right, so you're using the ball and your weight to extend your spine. You can try it with your palms down, with your thumbs up, or with your palms up, whichever variation feels best for you. Here's another really good exercise for quadruped. You're just reaching through and then back. That's the level 1, that's the easy version. Just through and back. When I'm coming through, if you do it up on a table, you can push your forearm into the table to help you rotate further. If you're doing it on flat ground, you can knife your hand into the floor as you're reaching out, and that can push and that can give you more resistance and more movement. There's a lot to play with these exercises, okay? So the opposite direction is here, pushing through. As you're doing this, I'm trying to look up towards the ceiling. If that feels comfortable for you, go ahead and do it. Variations are going to be coming through. And in this position, I'm breathing all the way out. Emptying your lungs gives you more movement, right? Because in this position, you're compressing your core, you're compressing your body. So the less air that you have in there, the better. Through, and then up. Postural exercises like this are sort of worthless if you don't start adding in resistance. An easy way to add resistance is with a band or a dumbbell. If you're gonna use a band, it's gonna look like this. Coming through, not a lot of resistance there. There's the resistance. And while you're doing that, while you're pulling your arm up into that position, you're using your middle trapezius, lower trapezius, and your rhomboid muscles, which are the muscles that connect the inside edge of your shoulder blade to your spine. So as you're doing this, you're thinking about pulling your shoulder blade across your back. Scapular retraction. Imagining there's a pencil between your shoulder blades and you're trying to squeeze it and hold it in position. So again, I'm gonna do that with the other arm. Come through. And then up. Here's another good spinal mobilization exercise for the office. Okay, here, you can use the AllBall. Right, cross your arms over your chest, lean back. Look up. The back is a little low. You can compensate for that by slouching. Slouching is great, by the way. It's good posture. Cross your arms behind your head, lean back, look cool. And that's it. Maybe you'll get a pop if you're lucky. This is called the Dyneema Sling. This is manufactured by Mammoth. It's a climbing company. This is used for climbing. What it is it is an insanely tough piece of cordage. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna use it for isometrics. All I'm doing is I'm stretching this Dyneema Sling. I'm pulling as hard as I can, right? Where if I were to let go, my arms would do this. This is the movement I'm trying to generate. That is not going to happen holding a Dyneema Sling. I don't care how strong you are. Okay, one position there, hold it, 5 seconds, relax. 5 seconds, relax, right? Looks like this from the side. Elbows stay in control, your body's not moving. Okay, looks like this from the back. Good. So that's the first position is here. Next position is gonna be this. Okay, so now I got a loop here. You can do a loop here too. Okay, a little further out. Same deal, right? Digging my elbows in, ripping this band in half. And then the last position is full length, right? So here, sticking the elbows in, pulling apart, ripping it to shreds. It feels great in the posture. It can make all those structures, it can make those muscles, it can make those joints stop complaining so much. If you have posture that's causing you discomfort, it's likely not because your body is disintegrating. It's likely because those tissues, joints or muscles or tendons or ligaments, they're telling you that they need a little bit of a break. And so sometimes the way that you convince them that, hey, you don't need a break, or hey, just stop complaining about it because I can't do anything about it, is to just load the ever-loving crap out of them. It's gonna be good for the muscles that control your shoulder blades. It's also gonna be good for the rotator cuff, especially the weaker muscles in the rotator cuff, the external rotators. So that's just a super basic resistance exercise, isometric resistance exercise that you can do to add on top of your postural mobilization exercises to make those benefits stick, to get stronger over the top of decreased symptoms. You can also use something like this, just your standard issue elastic resistance band. I like this one. With this, you can get some extra movement out of it, right? Working on that scapular retraction, stretching this across your chest. This gives you a little bit more to play with. You can go slowly, keeping your elbows tucked in, right? The further out you get, the more you're squeezing your shoulder blades together, slowly coming back in. Just going really, really slow, making those muscles work. Make them work until they're gonna pass out in the fields, which is what I almost did one time when I was a kid picking pickles for fucking Farmer Marquardt. Douchebag. I'm gonna fight you, old man. I'm gonna fight you and I'm gonna win. I got a couple of notes here that I want to talk about. The goal of these exercises is not to permanently alter your posture. Rather, the goal of these exercises is to decrease any kind of pain or sensitivity you have in the structures of your back, and then to build strength and resilience on top of that decreased pain, so that your posture is pain-free, stable, and effective for you. So far, most of the things that I've done are relatively low load, or they're like a mobilization, right? So mobilization is where you can use a device like the back of a chair or one of those AllBalls or the lacrosse ball to kind of help your spine move a certain way. If your goal is to permanently alter or improve your posture, those things might help, but really there's only one way forward to get that, and it's strength training. You knew I was gonna say that. You knew I was gonna say strength training, because that's all there is. That's all there is. If your posture is causing you grief, what you do is you do your mobilizations in the beginning of the workout, any of the exercises that I went over, and then just do a back workout, which can include deadlifts or Romanian deadlifts, bent over rows, reverse flies, pull-ups, anything that's gonna work the muscles back there. Also the muscles in the front. Push-ups would be great, especially if you're doing your push-ups with your hands up on dumbbells and you're really getting super, super low, and in the bottom position, you're squeezing your shoulder blades together and retracting them, and then pushing back up from there. Like I've said so many times, everybody is different, every body is different. There's no one postural exercise, there's no one postural mobilization, there's no one strengthening exercise that's gonna fit everybody. Hopefully I gave you enough tools here to play around with. Pick one or two mobilizations that you like. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't spend a ton of time doing them unless you have to. If you like them, you can, but you don't have to do a lot. The exercises that I would pick, first I would do a basic supine extension mobilization. I would do 3 sets of 5 to 10, making every repetition really count. I would probably do one of the quadruped exercises after that. I like the one where you're reaching down and across and rolling all the way up, because I'm restricted in those movements, and I find that it's helpful for me to work into those restrictions and work through them and push on them. 3 sets of 5, working really, really hard. 3 sets of 5 with the cat and cow, really, really pulling that belly button in, getting a lot of flexion in the thoracic spine, right? And making sure that when I come back down, I'm getting as much extension as I can get. Really protracting those shoulders and retracting. And those are the 3 that I would do. And then I would follow that up with either these isometrics or just a banded external rotation with scapular retraction. 3 sets of 5 to 10, making every repetition count, getting the full range of motion, making those muscles work like crazy. And that's it. If it's a low intensity exercise, right, like you're doing just 2 of those mobilizations and then maybe this, you can use that as pain medicine. The resistance that you get out of this is pretty low. You could potentially do this 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 5 times a day, 10 times a day. Paying attention to what your body is telling you. You can overtrain. If you figure out how to overtrain with this though, you should probably go talk to your doctor, because that's not good. Anyway, folks, hope it was informative. Enlighten the mind, elevate the spirit, and make savage that body.